This is Dr. Dean. I posted a video on this room in March of last year as one to avoid because emails from this man, David Cavallis, contain a large number of anti-Semitic statements and condemnation of the United States in general. In January, I updated the video to include two other rooms, Superior Trading and Oil Trading, which are essentially triplicates. That is, 3 different rooms with the same track record and the same language. I did an updated video and we contacted David on this, and he issued death threats against myself and a colleague. The appropriate federal and civil agencies were notified. And if you've seen that video, it slides through 18 that follow this introduction. I'm now updating the video again to include 2 more rooms. That's right, 5 rooms that are essentially all the same with the same track record. Email admissions by David as to what he plans to do with Jews, as well as his original postings on Oil Trading Academy that he took down. 5 rooms, all the same, what I consider to be the worst in the industry. So let's get started. The tale of the 5 rooms begins with Oil Trading Academy back in 2014, where he had posted horrific anti-Semitic emails, blogs, articles, and pictures. I block copied those and took all the text as well and just copied it out. And I have some of these at the end of the video, just some of them, by the way. And then he took them down, and I emailed him. He said, yes, I did take them down. I was keeping the truth away from people, that I broke the Freemasons code. Imagine that. God bless David. Here he is, David. This is a picture he had in Oil Trading Academy. My psychiatrist friends say he's suffering from this effect, and you'll see it. Also, he ends a lot of his sentences like this, and you'll see that throughout the presentation. So as I said, oil trading, the co-trading system had these kinds of emails from him. He says, actually, I don't have a trading room because I criticized him for not having one, because how can you have a track record for a room you don't have? I must be from America. I'm messed up. Pathetic joke. Antichrist country controlled by the Jews. David. Happy trading, David. And there's his tells. And other emails he sent back and forth. I'm just a dumb punk. I'm doing an IP search. You punk Jew boy. IP search. Your time is coming. You know, I'm not Jewish. But that doesn't matter. It's terrible. And all of a sudden I see this notice for a webinar on December 13th. There it is. This is actually the 12th I got the notice. I see David at Superior Trading System. I go, oh, Superior Trading. Never have heard of that. So I went and looked up Superior Trading. Here they are. I see this track record. Let me expand it up. Now, there's almost 1,300 rooms, and I don't have a perfect memory, but I remembered other rooms that had that kind of track record, including Code Trading and Oil Trading Academy. And, of course, if you don't believe me, you can contact them and ask them. Exactly the same. How can you trade gold and oil and get exactly the same profit each day? So 3 rooms, 3 different names, exactly the same track record. So on the 12th, the day before the webinar on Online Trader Central, I email MarketWorks, that's this guy, Kevin Driscoll, and I say, do you see this email that I have from this guy? The man you're going to let present tomorrow sent this email to me, condemning Jews and criticizing them. I said, you're now informed. And Kevin wrote me back and said, well, I got you now. Okay. I also emailed Code Trading Systems the same email that I had alerted Kevin. They wrote back this way on the 12th, sissy boy, Jews control the market, how do you like that? You scum, David. And there's those tells. So I, in turn, on the 12th, sent to Marking Message a copy of the email I just received from Code Trading System and telling them to be aware of this. And I said, you're going to promote this man, and I'm going to include you in my formal complaint to the CFTC. I also went to the ADL, and they responded immediately, but Kevin, nothing. The 12th, still the day before it, I emailed MarkingWorks. I said, do you know that these 3 rooms are the same? That Superior equals oil equals code. I said, the ADL's already responded. How about you, Kevin? What are you going to do? Are you going to include this person and continue to support him? Kevin did nothing. And I also emailed Code Trading System. And they emailed back death threats. that look like this. I got near instantaneous responses from law enforcement. But I sent it also to Kevin. Now, this is on the 13th at 5:45 in the morning, about 5 hours before the lecture. I said, I got a death threat. What are you going to do? You're supporting this man for money. What did Kevin do? Nothing. I get another death threat. Same day. I copied Kevin as well. This is who you support for money. So Online Trader Central allowed a presentation from a site that had emails that vilified and condemned Jews, blatant hostility to the U.S., and death threats. So in my formal complaint to the CFTC, I included this support by Online Trader Central. Now, I have another bone to pick with them too. They call themselves a next generation conferencing service. I went to Software Insider where there's 95 different conferencing software programs evaluated, like these, and these, and these. I ran a search for HotCom, no results. Of the 95 programs that they recommend and evaluate, HotCom's not included, not even listed. To the best of my knowledge, there's 1,226 trading rooms. One of them, count them, one, used HotCom, PureTech. And since that's on Facebook now and doesn't use PureTech and has been converted to Market Dancer, I don't think that's even valid anymore. So of the entire futures trading industry, no one uses HotCom. Here's something else that's disappointing. MarketFest allows you to present webinars for free, and so does Ecosystem, but Online Trader Central charges $800, and that was 2 years ago. I suppose the price has gone up. I did one lecture in January of 2015 where I talked about the entire futures industry as fakes, phonies, frauds, and scams by room, by name, and by facts. The next day I was banned for speaking the truth. So Kevin bans me for speaking the truth, but allows a room like Superior that issues death threats, multiple condemnation of Jews, and condemnation of the United States, but does nothing. In December, a couple weeks after the webinar, a friend of mine wrote to Superior and said that, in fact, he knew that the three rooms were the same and had seen the video. And Superior wrote back, called him a sissy, talks about Hitler, pedophiles, just horrible, nasty things, and sends back another one, calling him a punk, biggest sissies, putting you all to death, I'm going to torture you. So Jack Schaefer tells us that thanks to the internet, it's the golden age of threats, death threats, violence, vicious threats, lawsuit threats, any kind of threat you can think of. And as you might suspect, that didn't stop Online Trader Central. This is where the original video ended. These three rooms: wholesale anti-Semitic claims, condemnation of the United States, and multiple death threats, which are criminal offenses, all from David. And of course, recently featured by Online Trader Central from Kevin Driscoll at your service. By the way, Superior Trading offers a money-back guarantee that if it doesn't work, you can ask for your money back. You think that's going to happen for someone who threatens to kill you for pointing out the fact that he's a scam? Now, the update includes this. On the original Oil Trading Academy site, there were multiple postings in text that I copied out word for word and saved them as Word files, and multiple postings of pictures. I want to show you some of these. And he says he's God's witness, David Cavallos. According to the Bible, that's not true. Right? He's not a witness at all. He has these claims here. There's no reason to pay Jews money so they can kill everyone. That's not happening. He ridicules scum of the earth. Get out of my way or pay the ultimate price. David Louis Cavallos, threatening everyone. Just vicious comments. He says, for the record, I'm German for the record. Well, for the record, my grandfather's German, and I don't think like this at all. He also had these kinds of pictures. The Jews are going to murder all the Christians and put them in buckets. And here's the buckets being moved around by truck. He has an aerial shot showing the location of them on the planet so you can go look at them. He talks about the fact that he's arguing with some man in his email and says he could easily beat up 20 of these men at the same time with no problem. Snapping necks, ripping out throats as he goes along. And he has the bare minimum of 1,000 times this man's intellect. Remember we talked about this before? But then I think of my master, who is Jesus Christ. Now, Jesus said to love thy neighbor as thyself. So, David, how's that working for you? Code trading system, superior trading system, oil trading academy, add gold trading, and E-mini S&P trading. Exactly the same profit loss track record over many months, 5 different rooms. Can you spell scam any other way? The futures CFTC is monitoring very closely. Vicious, egotistical, arrogant, and insulting everywhere. This is Dr. Dean. Agree or disagree? I consider these 5 rooms to be the worst rooms I have seen in the entire industry. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.